I'm Tony Sklar with bnetTV. We are here at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona 2012. I have the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Michael O'Brien from Syniverse. How are you today, sir?
Doing well, Tony. Thanks.
Fantastic weather, first of all.
Amazing. This is not February in Barcelona, is it?
Right. It's, everybody that I have spoken with is appreciative of the fact that the dates have been pushed to where they are, and that this year's weather has just been fantastic from the past.
It's great, and it's still a wonderful opportunity to get with all of our peers in the industry, meet with the operators, meet with our customers, and share insights that we've learned over the last year.
So the numbers for this show, are pushing 60,000. That is well over a 10% increase in attendance, and so therefore it proves the boundaries of the ecosystem are continuing to be pushed out and out and out.
Yes, I absolutely agree. I think what you see is a combination of the recovery of the economy combined with all new people, new players coming in. You're seeing new signs, new names up, but at the same time, you've still got companies like ours who we've been attending GSM Mobile World Congress or its predecessors for 17 years now.
Right.
We've been in the industry for 25 years, but it's great to see new players come in as well and expand the pie.
So there have been many conferences in the past where we were talking about architecture or infrastructure and waiting for it, or we were talking about handsets and waiting for them, or we were talking about different styles or different portions of the ecosystem we were waiting for. It seems that a lot of the conversations that I've had with different companies here, that all facets of the ecosystem are in place, and we've really got an end-to-end portion now that is spawning new technologies, and now it allows us to turn around as a group and look from the top down and say, okay, where are some of the holes that we can plug?
You're absolutely right. I think we've got the technology, you have the devices, you've got the networks in place, you've got the applications, but now it's how do you manage the customer experience and how do you drive that customer experience? So a key focus for us is using real-time intelligence to manage customers' expectations, to manage that customer experience and drive opportunity for the operators.
So I would be a prime example of a press release that we were you're about to talk about. I have an iPhone 4S, and definitely, my teammates, my peers as well. When we travel into Barcelona, data plans get shut off because we know that we're just going to get robbed by our carriers, and we go to alternative sources.
I think there's a tremendous opportunity. What we've done is we've used real-time intelligence tools to identify people like you, what we call sleeper roamers, people who are roaming with their device but aren't actually using their device while they're roaming. And what we've seen is up to 50% of the people while roaming with their device turn it on but never make a phone call. And over 70% actually turn the device on that's a data capable device and never initiate a data session. And what that's amounting to is over $1.2 billion in lost revenue annually for the operators because they're not engaging with these customers, they're not reaching out to them. There's this sense of fear. You mentioned being robbed by your operators. You're not being robbed by your operators. You're not even aware because you're shutting it down out of fear. And it's a key.
Okay.
Fear, doubt, and uncertainty motivate people. Sure. We need to motivate them by engaging with them instead.
Okay, so what are some of the how does Syniverse help that situation?
So what you can do is reach out. Once you identify who these subscribers are, you can reach out to them and give them information on what the roaming charges would be. You can do things like set caps so that you can notify them in advance. So a subscriber can go to another market and feel comfortable saying, I don't want to spend more than $200. And then the operator can actually measure in real time how much usage that subscriber is generating and send them a notification as they get close to that cap. So there's ways to manage that experience, reduce the shock, and actually engage these subscribers and lift revenue.
So you've done this particular study, if I can call it that. From a market perspective, what makes Syniverse a better company than your competitors? Why are you the better player?
Well, Syniverse is key in the ecosystem. We're a core connecting the operators together. We have access to the information. And then we can turn that information into something actionable for the operators. We talked about bill shock. Bill shock's an area where we've worked with several major operators already, and we've identified it, two cases in particular where we've shown drastic reductions in bad debt write-off because the operators have actually engaged with their subscribers. In one case, we saw a 10-time reduction in bad debt write-off because they're now engaging with their subscribers, notifying them of their usage patterns, notifying them in advance so that they no longer have people coming home, getting the $18,000 bill,
Right.
or the 18,000 euro bill and refusing to pay it. Now instead they're notifying them in advance and giving the subscriber the choice to continue using it. And it's our key location within the network, within the roaming ecosystem that allows us to actually see this data and use this data to create actionable information for subscribers.
So it's companies like Syniverse and that play within the ecosystem that is one of the driving forces of helping the overall economic situation globally. If corporations have the ability to reduce the amount of OPEX, then inevitably there's a shift in economics to maybe put more butts in seats.
Absolutely. It puts more butts in seats, it drives revenue. So it's not just reducing the CapEx or OpEx exposure of the subscriber, but it increases their revenue as well. So it's that combination of lift, and it's all driven by, again, managing customer expectations, engaging with customers, giving customers that the promise of mobility, which is that it has to be seamless, it has to be ubiquitous, and it has to be available.
If you had to choose, the top 3 stats that you've seen within the last 6 months that is going to be an empowering force in driving Syniverse forward for the next 12 months, what would you cite?
I would say it's the continued growth of things like messaging. It's the engagement of operators directly with their subscribers, and it's the advancement of data networks, that continued growth of data networks. So LTE is really going to be an extension of the growth in data that we've seen, growth in data utilization. So those are the sorts of stats that show that not only is Syniverse healthy, but our mobile ecosystem that we all participate in is a healthy environment.
And that's the driving factors for Syniverse in the next 12 months. That's what we're going to see from you, more of the same.
Absolutely.
Fantastic, Michael. Thank you very much for taking the opportunity to speak with us here today at Mobile World Congress. I hope we get a chance for an update again in the future. I'm sure we will.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Excellent. I've been speaking with Michael O'Brien from Syniverse here in Barcelona, Mobile World Congress. I am Tony Sklar with bnetTV.